Hey everyone. I know that spreadsheets can be scary, so I wanted to do a little run through and show you guys how I use this expense tracking spreadsheet to stick to my budget and show me visually where I need to cut my spending to stay at my budget. So you can change out the weeks of the month here, first thing. And I take the categories from my monthly budget and put them up here. And then I have the little detail section to remind me of what that expense was when I'm looking back at the month or looking what I already spent for that month. So, for an example, I try to spend no more than $75 a week on groceries. And actually, I've been counting alcohol and any fast food or restaurant food into that. The reason I can do that is because my husband works away from the home every other week, and they feed him. So that's a tangent. But anyway, so that's what I grocery shopped and spent $58 at Aldi's the first week of May. You can see that right here. And then we must have went out for ice cream. And then the next week I spent another $53 at Aldi's. And then at the bottom here, you can see that in 2 weeks I've spent a total of $147. So that's on with my budget because I only want to spend $75 a week, and that would add up to $150. And then it also shows me what I have left to spend for that month. So that's helpful for me to see too. Now this takes some tweaking as you learn more about your spending habits. So especially now, I'm not spending as much as I was on gas because I am a consultant dietitian, and so I travel around to different long-term care facilities, and I was spending more like $200 on gas. Well, last month in April, I barely spent $100. So then I changed my gas budget to $100. And then this month I had to fill the truck up. So then that was a little bit more than what I'm used to spending on gas in the car. So then you can see my other categories like internet, phone, student loan. I've done annual expenses 2 ways. For my business, I put the annual expenses in each month. So for example, let's see, Tailwind costs $9 a month. I pay the annual fee. So I'm actually paying around $72 for just a one-time payment, but I divide it by 12 and then spread it up by 12 months. So then I don't get hit with it all at once next year. And I think I'm going to continue doing it that way for the business expenses, but I also have annual expenses down here that come out of the total that I have left over so that I'm accounting for those each month. So again, I'm not hit with those all at one time. And I'm learning that that is a good budgeting practice because I have, March of this year, I had a ton of medical expenses that I didn't budget for because I wasn't expecting them. And we had tubes in my son's ears, and we got all of those all at once. So now I'm going to add a medical column. So you can just type in here. And so our deductible, I'm going to bring up my calculator if it'll let me here. Our family deductible is $700. So I'm just going to start with that. 700 divided by 12. So I'm going to set aside $58